Which stock market to invest in? Hey, it's Linus here. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the stock market which has the greatest long-term growth potential. And it's based on numbers, not based on my own opinion or the opinions of others. It's grounded in hard facts and figures. So what I mean by best stock market which has the greatest long-term growth potential is by taking a look at the average annual returns. More specifically, the historical average annual returns of the different stock markets. And I'll put a disclaimer right now. Past performance does not indicate future results. So what I'm sharing with you in this video is the past performance of the different stock markets. Knowing the historical average annual returns of the different stock markets can allow us to have a guide on what to expect in the future. And in this video, I'll be taking a look at 4 different stock markets. The first is the US stock market. The second is the London stock market. The third is the Hong Kong stock market. And the last one is the Singapore stock market. So we'll begin with the US stock market first. For the US stock market, it is the largest stock market in the world, and there are over 2,400 companies listed on it, such as Berkshire Hathaway, Walt Disney, Coca-Cola, and Walmart. And as of 29 July 2021, the cumulative market capitalization of the US stock market is over $26 trillion. So what is the historical average annual returns of the US stock market? Let's take a look. So over here, we see that the S&P 500 index originally began in 1926 as the composite index comprised of only 90 stocks. And according to historical records, the average annual return since its inception in 1926 through 2018 is approximately 10 to 11%. And the average annual return since adopting 500 stocks into the index in 1957 through 2018 is roughly 8%. So we see that the S&P 500 index has returned a historic annualized average return of around 10% since its inception through 2019. The next stock market that we'll be taking a look at is the Hong Kong stock market. So for the Hong Kong stock market, if we take a look at the chart for the past performance of the Hong Kong stock market, we see that the Hong Kong stock market, it began over here and currently is at this point over here. So using an annualized return calculator over here, we key in the beginning value for the Hong Kong stock market and the ending value over here, and then the number of years held. And we punch in the numbers and we see that the annualized return for the Hong Kong stock market is at around 9.12%. So the total percentage return over 57 years is 14,385%. And then if we analyze the thing, it becomes 9.12%. So that's for the Hong Kong stock market. The next stock market that we'll be taking a look at is the London stock market. So for the London stock market, similarly, we take a look at the performance chart for the London stock market since its inception. So over here, we see it's all. So it began since its inception. So it began around over here. And then currently we are over here right now. And if we use the annualized return calculator again, we key in the beginning value. So the beginning value is around 900. And then the ending value is around 7,000. And number of years held is around 37 years. And then we analyze the return because the total percentage return from the beginning to the end is 673%. And then if we analyze the thing, it comes to a percentage of 5.69. So 5.69% for the London stock market. The next stock market that we'll be taking a look at is the Singapore stock market. For the Singapore stock market, we take a look at the performance for the Singapore stock market since its inception till right now. And again, if we use the annualized return calculator, we key in the beginning value and then we key the ending value and the number of years held, and then the total percentage return we get from this value over here, the beginning value to the ending value, gives us a percentage return of 273%. And since we held it over 33 years, the annualized return is 4.08%. So the annualized return for the Singapore stock market is 4.08%. And now that we have taken a look at the 4 different stock markets, let's compare their performance. For the US stock market, the historical average annual return is around 10 to 11%. For the London stock market, it is around 5.69%. For the Hong Kong stock market, it is 9.12%. And the fourth one, Singapore, it's 4.08%. By comparing these numbers, we are able to see which is the best stock market and which stock market has the greatest long-term growth potential. And it is the US stock market over here. So in first place, we have the US stock market at around 10%. Second, we have Hong Kong at around 9%. The third, we have London, which is at around 5.69%. And in the fourth place, we have Singapore, which is 4.08%. So again, when I'm talking about the best stock market in this video, I'm talking about the stock market which has the greatest historical average annual return. And that is the US stock market. And that is why I invest and trade most of my money in the US stock market because of its growth potential. While there are definitely individual stocks in the London, Hong Kong, and Singapore stock market which outperforms the overall US stock market on an annualized basis, the US stock market not only currently comprises of companies with the greatest growth potential, Because right now, most of the innovation and execution are done within the US. And this is reflected in the historical average annual returns in the US stock market. And I believe that it will continue to do so in the future. So which is the best stock market to invest in, and which stock market has the greatest long-term growth potential? In my opinion, it is hands down the US stock market. Hopefully you have enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, smash the like button because it will really help the channel grow and allow me to produce more content such as this. And if you are new to this channel and haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel because each week I release new videos about investing, trading, and the stock market. I'll see you in those other videos. To your financial success.